Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Is this entire anti-North narrative central to the DMK politics? And not just anti-North, does this Dravidian party thrive on E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar inspired Dravidistan soft separatism that is separate? Tamil is separate, that area is separate, and also Hindumisia on the garb of rationalism. We ask this question because several instances point towards this entire Periyaric quote-unquote hostility. In the last 6 months itself, there have been 2 instances where this kind of a mindset has been on display. As the BJP says, first it was Stalin's son Udayanidhi on that platform which itself had the agenda of eradication of Sanatan Dharma, equating it to dengue, malaria, and also others going back and stretching it, equating it to HIV, etc. Part of the DMK leadership only. Just yesterday, DMK MP Senthil Kumar calling Hindi heartland Gaumutra state. Now, he is somebody who in the past has espoused in the garb of rationalism, spewed huge amount of vitriol and bile against Ram, Murugan, Hindu deities, Hindu riti rivas, or perhaps traditions, as you would say. So, is this deliberately being done? And what is the agenda behind this? Will this actually have purchase on a land that celebrates traditions that perhaps was a peak and a beacon of Sanatan Pratha across the country, has had some of the most stalwarts in terms of literary work, the oldest of our temples, and preserving some of our oldest culture and texts and traditions as far as Bharatvarsha is concerned? Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, commentator with us. Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP. Chandan Gowda, professor, Institute of Social and Economic Change with us. And Vivek Srivastava, political analyst. Namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Thank you very, very much. Sanju Verma, how would you see this? Many would say that Senthil Kumar has now apologized. His comments have been expunged. He has stood up in the floor of parliament and said, I withdraw my comments, withdraw my statement. Are you ready to let it be thereon?
Anand, let's be very clear. Once is coincidence, twice is happenstance, and 3 times is enemy action. And I don't want to trivialize the diatribe of Senthil Kumar by reducing it to a James Bond movie quote. But let truth be told. I think if you look at the trajectory of DMK and its leaders in the last couple of months, anti-Sanatana comments, anti-Hindu hate speech, all this is being rationalized under the garb of freedom of speech. Please tell me, put a hand on your heart. And when I say put a hand on your heart, this is obviously for the other side, which gives, a go-ahead to just about any anti-Hindu rhetoric under the guise of FOE. Please tell me, the way you said, and when I said you, I mean Udayanidhi Stalin no less. And, he is apparently, last I heard was the Minister of Youth and Sports Development. And for him to say that Sanatan Dharma is akin to dengue, malaria, AIDS, rabies, what have you, and then for another senior DMK leader to endorse Udayanidhi Stalin and say, "Wah bhai wah, ye to bahut sahi kaha Udayanidhi Stalin ne, Sanatan Dharma is actually akin to unspeakable diseases." And then when cornered, look at the brazen audacity. Right from T.R. Balu to an Udayanidhi Stalin or even a Priyanka Khadge for that matter. They in unison say we are not against Sanatana, you see. We are against the caste hierarchy within Hinduism. Do you have the audacity or the guts to talk about the various denominations of churches? Do you have the gumption to talk about 52 odd caste hierarchies within the Muslim community? No. Hindu dharma ka ye hai कि जिनको एफओई के बारे में जानकारी देनी है, ये सबसे पहले कहते हैं हम आकर हिंदू धर्म को बैश करेंगे, and then they also expect us to take it with our heads bowed down, which is the sad and tragic bit.
But this is what was started by E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar.
Absolutely.
And a lot of these people who are calling out Sanatan Dharma or trying to say that we are calling out so-called casteism, they don't practice Sanatan Dharma anymore.
Exactly.
A lot of them have given up Sanatan. They may still retain names that have been derived out of Hindu deities, but they have not. They are following some other religion altogether. So that is also then right. How is that rationalism? That's another question that arises, Dr. Chandan Gowda. So this is under the garb of rationalism. You are opening up and you're standing there and giving a brazen, bigoted point of view. That's what you're doing. These people are not atheists. These people are subscribing to another faith. While they are abusing Sanatan Dharma and people who follow Sanatan Dharma.
Are we discussing the MP's remarks against the Gaumutra states? No. Or are we going back to 3-month-old thing about Sanatan?
No, sir, we are looking at a continuum. This continues from the 50s or even before that, and it continues into 2020s. That's what we are saying. Is this whole thing, is it endemic to the DMK or is it intrinsic to the DNA of the DMK, sir?
And two replies. Yes, someone like Periyar did have a certain understanding of Hinduism, and he was an atheist and a rationalist, and he didn't think Hindu faith was rational by the way he understood rationality. Now, he's entitled to his way of reading, and we are free to differ, like we have done all these years. And there's a multiplicity of views on what constitutes Hindu Dharma, etc. Let's not get into that discussion now. Now, and like the Sendil Kumar himself said, I've said these things before, it's a matter of habit, I didn't mean to be intentionally insulting, is something to be taken seriously. He's saying, yeah, it's a habit, I want to get out of it now. Please remember, in the post-election analysis, 5 states election analysis, everyone is pointing to how the Sanatan Dharma remark has been actually used in campaigns up north to make the Congress look in a negative light. Given that hyper awareness of what it has done, they're unlikely to want to do the same thing again. I would like to think he's done it as a matter of habit, like he himself wants us to think. And he's apologized for it.
No, matter of habit. How is it matter of habit? Sir, these matter of habits don't come. Please, these matter of habits, Dr. Chandan Gowda, don't come when it comes to other faiths. They're very careful about what language and how they will speak. Sir, this is ingrained bigoted mindset against those who follow a particular faith, or has it been entrenched into them that it's in my DNA to oppose and abuse anything that's got to do with Sanatan practices?
Anand, this is where we get into difficulties, right? They're not saying that they're not Hindus anymore. They're saying they are certain kinds
of Hindus. Is Andimuthu Raja Hindu, sir?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's what I said. Please find out.
Christian.
He's a baptized Christian now, sir.
He's a baptized
Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin, please tell me, sir, if he is a practicing Hindu even now.
No,
sir. No, please. This has all been done under the garb of rationalism. Please tell me what rationalist approach has been taken against any of the other non-Sanatan faiths. What rationalistic approach has been taken, sir?
This is the thing, Anand. They are inside the Hindu order. They are from the lower castes.
No, sir. Are you trying to say Mattu Pongal is not intrinsic to Tamil Nadu? That the cow is not, and that Gaumutra is never used in any part of Tamil Nadu or any part of south of India? No, what did he mean by Gaumutra states then? That was a derogatory usage, and you are saying he did it out of habit. If he did it out of habit, it's ingrained in his head.
No, Anand, what I'm saying is the Tamil Nadu textbooks themselves use the word Sanatan Dharma to discuss Hinduism. So if they meant all of this, they would have taken those out, right? So I'm trying to say there's a political culture.
No, sir. Sir, if you're going to say political culture, does this political culture question the inefficiencies and the inherent weaknesses of any of the other faiths? This is percolating from E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar, who made it a habit to abuse only Hindu pratha, sir.
Anand, I'm willing to bet that
sir. Sanju Verma and then the other two guests. No, sir. Sir, please convince me otherwise. Show me one instance from E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar downwards, from his time to now, where any of the other non-Sanatan faiths have been questioned under the garb of rationalism, sir.
Right.
And their inefficiencies.
Were local events.
Sanju Verma. Sir, the entire platform where Udayanidhi Stalin stood was to eradicate Sanatan Dharma, and the ideologue is somebody who's a hand carry forward from E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar, the ideologue of the DMK, sir. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Yes, correct me if I'm wrong. Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma and then Dr. Ranganathan. Sanju Verma and then Dr. Ranganathan.
Anand, I just want to, I have never been known not to call a spade, and just very quickly, without being verbose, is Udayanidhi Stalin an atheist? No. Is he a practicing Sanatani? No. Is he a Baptist? Yes. Is M a DMK leader who's been passing hate speeches and anti-Hindu comments under the guise of FOE. Is he a practicing Sanatani? No. He's a crypto-Christian. Is A. Raja a practicing Sanatani? No. He's a baptized Christian.
That is not necessary.
So the fact of the matter is, you are not an atheist, you are a baptized
Hindu to be,
and then you have the audacity
issues.
to give a bhashan to Hindus. Chup ho jao. आपकी बारी नहीं है.
Absolutely.
The anchor has asked me to speak. शांत रहो.
नहीं,
शांत रहो.
आप जब ये ट्रिपल तलाक पे बोलना शुरू कर देती हैं.
No. One minute, sir. 1 minute, sir. Please try. Let me wait your turn, and I'll come to you. You don't need to heckle. The point is, you may say that it is not necessary that.
All I'm saying is,
you may not. My point is, sir. I'm not saying why are you questioning. I'm saying have you questioned? No. Have they questioned any other faith, any other practice? That's the question where I'll park that with you. I'll come to you, Mr. Srivastava. Please, Mr. Srivastava, please don't heckle. Please don't do it. Please don't do it, Vivek.
Every day.
Vivek, please don't do it.
Thank you.
Sanju Verma.
I repeat. Udayanidhi Stalin is not a practicing Hindu. Periyar Balu of the DMK is not a practicing Hindu. A. Raja of the DMK is not a practicing Hindu. M. Appavo of the DMK is not a practicing Hindu. These are all baptized Christians or crypto Christians. So they have absolutely no business giving pearls of wisdom on how to reform Sanatan. Point number one. And point number two. When Senthil Kumar, I went to his Twitter timeline and it says that he's a practicing radiologist or a cardiologist, what have you. Does he ask his patients the way he said Gaumutra states, are you from Chole Bhature eating Punjab or Idli Sambar eating Chennai or Machar Jhol eating West Bengal or Pakhal Bhat eating Odisha or Lal Bhaji eating Chhattisgarh?
Bhai, he has apologized on that statement. That issue is over.
No, it's not over, sir. Sir, it's the apology allows that statement to be expunged and rescinded from Parliament. But the fact that if it is ingrained and he himself is saying, I have said it before and nobody said anything, then now I'll say it again. And there are other comments that he's made. I have taken the story forward beyond the apology. Apology is welcome. But the fact is this thought process, this is intrinsic to this to the DMK is the question that I'm asking. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, Sanju Verma, please yield. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan, thank you for your patience. Coming to you, Vivek, after that, please. Yeah.
Yes, couple of brief points to make. Number one, I will believe that DMK leaders and DMK are rationalist. I will lifelong, I am a nota voter, but I will start voting for them. The day you can call them baptized or crypto-Christian or whatever, Appavu and Udayanidhi and others, Balu or Raja, the day they say that we are rationalist and therefore sainthood should be taken away from Mother Teresa, because the one condition for being endowed with sainthood was that she has conducted miracles and cured someone of cancer by the fact that that person who was suffering from cancer kept a locket that had Mother Teresa's photo on it. That was the reason why the Pope and the Vatican bestowed the title of sainthood on this. So I would love it. I would vote for them lifelong. If Udayanidhi has the guts to say, we are rationalists, take away the sainthood from Mother Teresa. Hai guts ye? Nahi hai. Secondly, Anand, I'll be very honest, I actually don't blame Udayanidhi or Raja or Balu and all these people who've been making these comments, because that is, they are holding aloft their proud tradition, and I'll come to that in a minute because that is the thrust of your topic. I blame the Supreme Court, whose strict order of April they have violated, because Supreme Court said any hate speech, the state has to come down immediately and charge the person. It's been 3 months. Tamil Nadu government has done nothing, but forget that, they won't obviously. But Supreme Court is also silent. But in the case of Nupur, they blamed Nupur for merely quoting the scriptures. Number two, and this is where I want to come in, just give me a minute, because Anand, this was the topic. And such statements that these people have been making are entirely in keeping with the DMK founder stand. Let me explain. E.V. Ramasamy or Periyar thrived on acrimony, spitefulness and rancor. He never gathered the courage like Ambedkar did to criticize the regressive, misogynistic, exclusionist and bigoted practices of religions other than Hinduism. In fact, unlike the ruthlessly objective Ambedkar, Periyar praised Abrahamic religions. He wanted Hindus to convert to Islam. He was an antithesis of Ambedkar, who he, by the way, disliked and claimed to be on the payrolls of Brahmins. Anyhow, I abhor Periyar's means, but to me, he was a proof of the extent to which Hindus accept diversity of opinion. The price for apostasy in Hinduism, Anand, is veneration. What is the price, I ask you? For apostasy in Islam, I'll tell you, death. Finally, let me quote Periyar verbatim because this will make everything very clear. Quote, as a first step, we will burn the constitution. Then we will burn Gandhi's photo. Then we will uproot all Gandhi's statues. Brahmin is a snake entangled in our feet. If you see a snake and a Brahmin on the road, kill the Brahmin first. And finally, let me mention a quote verbatim. Quote, whatever Periyar says can only be said by a criminal or a lunatic. Do not delay in dealing with this matter. Let him be put in a lunatic asylum and his perverted mind treated there, unquote. Do you know who said this? Jawaharlal Nehru to K. Kamaraj on November 5th, 1957. So whatever these DMK, Stalin Jr. or Raja or Balu are saying is entirely in keeping with this ideology. A jackfruit never falls far from its tree.
No.
No, the DMK
What
and the Congress, the
absolutely?
DMK and the Congress are in a strong alliance.
I mean, absolutely.
They are in a strong alliance. Somehow,
Exactly.
somewhere, I hope one hopes that the Congress also reads the history or goes back to history, that the fact that the Congress footprint was wiped out from the state of Tamil Nadu by the DMK only. Anyway, that's the politics of it. But the rationale and this whole aspect that if you are calling yourself and if you're coming from an ideological stem that itself is so bigoted under the garb of rationalism, then how can you espouse secular values? You cannot. Vivek
Absolutely.
Srivastava.
See, I'll be very clear. Now, Anand, you have done a great injustice to Periyar today. You were very selective in what you said, and I do not know if you are aware of the great meeting that Ambedkar went. When
let him
Ambedkar
complete.
went and met Periyar and discussed their own ways of model. And I do not agree with some parts of Periyar where he was divisive in nature and talked of a separate homeland and all. But yes, there is no doubt he was a great reformer. The kind of cadre that he was developing was, very much like what we do in our mass front organizations. And you have to understand the Aryan invasion theory and what the Dravids feel, which you are not, willing to accept. They feel an injustice was done to them. The same teacher, the same Brahmin, the same priest,
Dr. Srivastava
was very good
Dr.
to someone. And he was not very good to
Dr.
another-
Ranganathan, Vivek Srivastava, I'm just confounded and I'm befuddled. Seriously, you so conveniently in just one line, how do the left do this, Dr. Ranganathan? They erase 500 years of history. They are able to turn Yudhishthir into a Buddhist. And here, a person who advocated secession, breaking away and was in cahoots and was seeking Jinnah's partnership. He said it in one line. I don't agree with his forming of a separate state, but he was a great reformer.
Yes.
But he was a great.
But there were other aspects of
this
him in
art
social
of
movement
spinning
which
the
you need to
narrative,
understand.
the left has mastered.
Yes.
The left has
Absolutely
mastered.
not. See, you
And
have to
perhaps that's why they
understand,
get away with it every time.
Let's be fair.
Fair?
No,
What is there to be
20
fair here,
seconds,
sir? What is there to be
speak.
fair? He wanted a separate Dravidistan.
You've been
Sir,
given
He went
answers.
after Sanatan Pratha only because he
Sir,
wanted to
voice of
carve a
dissent.
grouping of
At
5
least
separate
listen to the voice
castes,
of
some
dissent.
upper caste, some backward caste, so that he could create an electoral vote bank that
You have
could
to
take on the
understand
Congress party.
that you have to
And he was on the
understand that the
streets
upper caste and
taking
the Brahmins
chappals
did a great
and hitting
injustice.
idols of Ganesha,
Great
Ram and
injustice
Muruga,
was
saying,
done to
what
the
is it that they are
Dravids over
doing to
there.
me? Where is your Ram? Where is your... This is the same group that in 2007 questioned the origin of Ram, the existence of Ram, because they denied the existence of the Ram Setu in the Honorable Supreme Court. And you are batting for them, Vivek Srivastava.
No, today
क्या कर रहे हैं आप?
No, you are not.
Anand
You
Ranganathan.
are not letting me speak, sir. मेरी बात सुनिए.
That is why I
द्रविड्स
say
को
today
दबाया
easy
गया
that-
और आप
Who
उनकी
are
आवाज
Dravid,
को
sir?
यहाँ
Who
टीवी
are
पे दबा
Dravid?
रहे हैं।
Rahul Dravid is
बोलने नहीं दे रहे हैं, देखिए।
Rahul Dravid
आप
is from
द्रविड्स की आवाज को यहाँ भी दबा
Dravid
रहे
is
हैं।
from Karnataka.
आपने
He is not from
तमिलनाडु में
Tamil
भी
Nadu.
दबाया, आप यहाँ भी दबा रहे
Shankaracharya
हैं, sir।
introduced himself as
आप यहाँ
coming
भी
from
दबा
the
रहे हैं,
land
sir।
from Dravida. What is Dravida, sir?
Injustice was
Dravida is
done.
the land
Caste
that is sandwiched
discrimination was
between
there.
water on 3 sides. Peninsula is
Persecutions
Dravida,
happened.
sir. So Karnataka is Dravida, Telangana is
अब आप सुन लीजिए ना,
Dravida,
sir।
Andhra
सुन
Pradesh
लीजिए,
is
सुन
Dravida. Kerala is
No, let me
Dravida,
speak.
and also
Let me
also
speak.
Tamil
Let me
Nadu is
speak.
Dravida.
No, they are
That's how Shankaracharya, born
Sir,
in Kerala,
Aryan
introduced
invasion
himself when he
theory
was in the
hai.
court of the king of
Discrimination
Kashmir.
happened.
Please understand. Please get your
Discrimination
terminology right.
happened.
Appropriation
Yeah.
should not be allowed.
No,
Please.
my terminology is correct.
And like I said,
then
you
you
become
should-
you
you
people.
should let me
The
speak.
left has become past masters in appropriation and also spinning narratives and lines.
I
That's
need to
what's
make a
happened.
quick point.
Then that is your
That's what's
personal
happened. No, no,
opinion.
sir. That is
That is
evident
your
tonight.
personal
That is
opinion.
evident tonight on the right stand. It's evident tonight on the right
No,
stand.
it is not evident
Well, it is
tonight.
very,
Why-
very
why-
evident. It
why
is
are
very,
you
very
trying to
evident.
suppress the opinion
To
of
the
the
lady
comment?
and the gentleman, I've run out of time. We'll take this forward. This doesn't end here. We'll take this forward. Thank you very, very much. Winding up the right stand on that note. Stay with us.